Hey, 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 happy Tuesday. Come on in, pull up a chair. The Gaming Gang Dispatch is in the air. Howdy, 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 gang. Welcome once again to the Duct Tape Studios. I'm Jeff McAleer, your host, here at the Gaming Gang Dispatch, brought to you by thegaminggang.com, which I happen to be the founder and editor-in-chief. Welcome aboard. Tonight is Tuesday, March 15th, 2022. This is live stream 765. If it's your first time joining me, let me point out, super casual around here. Just hanging out, talking about the latest in tabletop gaming news, and then taking a look at a gaming release. So tonight, I am actually going to be taking a first look and paging through the Epic Legacy Campaign Codex from 2C Gaming. This is for 5th edition, and this is for high level adventuring. So we will be diving into that in just a little bit. But if this is your first time joining me, let me point out, first we do the tabletop gaming news, then we move on into a look at a game or game product. So that means if you're watching live, it's going to be about 30 minutes or so before we get to the first look in the page through. But if you are watching this 30 minutes or more after the stream has ended, then there will be timestamps. You can actually jump ahead if you want to skip past the tabletop gaming news. And depending on the device you're using, those timestamps might actually even be on the timeline of the video as you're watching. So keep that in mind. If you like this video, by all means, please give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel if you haven't already. And if you do subscribe, ding that bell. Will not only let you know when the Dispatch streams live Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, normally, because there's no show tomorrow, right here on YouTube at 7 p.m. Central. It'll also let you know when I upload other videos, such as my review of Dungeons & Dragons Critical Role Call of the Netherdeep from Wizards of the Coast. So if you are curious about this supplement, this adventure supplement that just came out today, you can check out my review from yesterday and find out what I think about the proceedings. Of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all latest in gaming news, reviews, and a whole lot more. You know the drill. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. Also, it's a live stream, so that means there is chat available. It's not on screen. It's one of the ways I keep some of the more unusual commenters at bay. Plus, you have to be a subscriber for at least 45 hours. The hell did that come from? 45? 48 hours. I fall over my tongue. Take two. Also, you have to be a subscriber to the channel for 48 hours in order to take part in chat. It's yet another way that I keep some of the more unusual commenters at bay. So tonight, first out the gate was the Madman. Coco B is with us. 245 Trioxin is in chat early as well. So keep in mind that the Madman is our chat moderator tonight. So behave. Don't make him bust out that band hammer, which we've had to do all of twice in 700 plus streams. We don't get too many oddballs. Or at least we get our kind of oddballs. That's how it works. All right, let's jump on into the news because hitting stores next month is Decorum from Floodgate Games. Here's the skinny. Decorum is a cooperative hidden information game where you and your partner share the same objective. Decorate your home in a way that makes you both happy. Problem is, different things make each of you happy, and nobody says exactly what they need. So it's like real relationships, right? Can you find a happy compromise, or is it time to move out? Play through 30 unique scenarios, each introducing new twists and challenges. Keep your conditions a secret. They say how you want the house decorated. Add, remove, and swap objects or repaint rooms to make the house look just right for you. Respond with love it, hate it, fine with it, to work together toward a perfectly decorated home. There is a solution for each scenario. The trick is figuring it out in time. At its heart, Decorum is a pretty straightforward logic puzzle. There can be a small number of ways to arrange the internal pieces that meet all the requirements listed on the player's rule sheets simultaneously. The twist of Decorum is that it's also a hidden information game. No player has all of the rules. While playing, the players will have to watch their partner's moves just as carefully as they're planning their own. Even more crucially, they'll have to communicate why they're making the moves they're making, using the very limited means we've provided for them. Decorum is for 2 to 4 players, ages 13 and up, plays in 30 to 45 minutes. It's going to carry an MSRP of $44.95 when it arrives in stores in April. This is a rather unique looking game. I would think that it is probably more difficult. The challenge rating is higher with 4 players as opposed to 2, because then you're sitting there trying to figure out what 3 people need to do as opposed to just one other person. So I don't know. Could be interesting. I actually got a peek at this at Gen Con last year when I swung on over and hung out at the Floodgate Games exhibit area. And it's pretty minimal, to be honest with you. It's a fairly minimal looking game. So it might be very interesting to check out. Moving right along, arriving later this month from Board and Dice is founders of Teotihuacan. Here's the scoop. Founders of Teotihuacan is a strategy game where you compete against your friends to create the best design of the city of Teotihuacan. Over the course of 3 to 4 rounds, you'll place your action discs to the main board, forming towers of varying strength, strategically using the bonuses they offer, and constructing temples, resource buildings, and the pyramid central to your project of Teotihuacan. You will balance generating resources and using them as finding good locations on your city board becomes increasingly more difficult. And you'll try to outwit your opponents, making use of an innovative and interactive action system. Finally, once the eclipse comes, all designs will be assessed, and the player with the most points will win and become the architect to join the ranks of the founders of Teotihuacan. Founders of Teotihuacan is a standalone game related to Teotihuacan City of Gods, only by the shared setting of the ancient city of, you guessed it, Teotihuacan. Thematically, the events in Founders takes place at an earlier time in history, while what was to become a magnificent city was yet still in its infancy, and only few inhabited the area. On your turn, you must either perform an action or pass. To perform an action, place between 1 and 3 of your action discs on an action space on the main board that already contains at least 1 disc. It's a minimum bonus disc, and possibly also opponent discs, and then carry out a corresponding action. The action discs should be placed on top of the discs already on that space, forming a stack. Each action space can hold a maximum of 4 action discs, including bonus discs. Your personal player board is divided into 4 districts or quadrants. Buildings and temples can only be placed within the 2 districts closest to your architect. Pyramid tiles can only be placed within the 6 pyramid squares closest to your architect. Your action strength is equal to the total number of discs, whether yours, an opponent's, or bonus discs on an action space. After performing an action, when you're not passing, move your architect clockwise to your next side of your player board, signifying the end of your turn. This changes your architect's reach for your next turn. After all players have passed, the current round ends. After the game's ended, players score additional victory points by how well their districts complement their pyramid. Founders of Teotihuacan is for 1 to 4 players, ages 14 and up. Plays around 60 minutes and will carry an MSRP of $50 when it arrives later this month. I just want to say one word: Teotihuacan. It's like, my gosh, how many times was I going to say that? Teotihuacan. Teotihuacan. Board and Dice has this fascination with ancient Mesoamerica. I notice it's not every one of their games, but a vast majority of their games have an ancient Mesoamerica setting. Kind of interesting, kind of wild. The funny thing is, I had thought originally when I first heard of this ancient city of Teotihuacan, I always thought it was an Aztec city. And then it was only maybe about 2-3 years ago that I found out, no, it wasn't. That city was built before the Aztecs. It's like, oh, it was actually ruins when the Aztecs came to power. So kind of wild. All righty. So Disavowed 92 is in chat. The madman's talking about decorum, saying you probably can't explain your move by saying because. Why are you putting that lamp there? Because. Like it, hate it, fine with it. I don't know. Maybe that's all you get to say. Hey, maybe that's all that some couples say in their relationships now. Who knows? New to the GMT Games P500 pre-order list is Curious Regio. Here's what I know. In May 1618, 2 imperial regents of the Habsburg Empire, along with their secretary, were thrown from the window of the council room in Prague Castle for violating an agreement that protected Protestant religious rights. The act, known as the Defenestration of Prague, marked the beginning of 30 bloody years of warfare. The 30 Years' War. Curious Regio explores the operational military aspects of this pivotal period in European history and focuses on the maneuvers and battles that shook Europe for 3 decades. The 30 Years' War unfolded in 4 main phases. The Bohemian Revolt from 1618 to 1625. How revolting! The Danish Intervention from 1625 to 1630. The Swedish Intervention from 1630 to 1635. And the French Intervention from 1635 to 1648. It concluded with the Peace of Westphalia in 1648, which finally established a new status quo in Europe, the concept of the sovereignty of states, and shifted the focus of continental politics from Southern Europe to the northern states. Although much of the focus of the period revolved around the diplomatic, religious, and political activities of the many factions involved, the military operations had a devastating impact on the economic and social well-being of the people across much of the continent. This was in large part because the 30 Years' War, particularly in the Holy Roman Empire, was mainly a war of maneuvering. Armies moved to gain or regain control of territory, influence negotiations, or convert the people. Because the armies often contained a large number of mercenaries and supply systems were rudimentary, this resulted in widespread devastation and frequent sieges. Sieges, however, were usually short and resolved by a quick surrender in hopes of avoiding a brutal sacking, since most logistics were managed by sacking towns, pillaging regions, and disbanding troops. Through the period, Europe saw the consolidation of national armies, artillery become an indispensable part of the battlefield, and pikemen almost disappear. Still, the armies stayed technologically matched as weaponry on both sides advanced at a similar pace. In the end, tactical innovations and leadership made the difference on the battlefield. QES Regio is for 2 players, ages 14 and up. Scenarios are going to play out in 1 to 6 hours with a full campaign taking around 30 to 40 hours. You're going to think it was 30 years because it's the 30 Years' War. Not. The pre-order price right now is $45. That's a pretty sweet price. The eventual MSRP will be $65. So I am showing some vassal images because there wasn't a whole lot floating out there for this game. Once again, this is a topic that does not see a lot of war games. I swear, I think there's probably more miniatures rule sets that cover the 30 Years' War than board games. I could be wrong, but there aren't a lot of war games that cover the 30 Years' War, especially that you can purchase now that are still in print. This is something that might be very, very interesting. Plus, GMT Games has a lot of stuff that's shipping right now. We'll see what we get to take a peek at. But there are quite a few. There's like, I think, 6 new titles. Because there was that backlog, of course, which almost every game company has been suffering through. And I think they finally were able to break through that. All right, let's move on to some role-playing game news. Because there's a fresh money-saving role-playing game offer available over at Bundle of Holding. And it features the Eden Studios Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel role-playing games. Here's the deets on the deal. Slayer. We've resurrected our November 2016 Buffy Angel bundle, featuring the licensed tabletop role-playing games from Eden Studios based on the TV shows Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel. The Buffy and Angel RPGs use Eden's cinematic unisystem rules, found in All Flesh Must Be Eaten and Witchcraft, as examples. With this comprehensive bargain price revival, you and your own Scooby Gang once again can have everything you need to fight vamps and demons in the Buffyverse. For just $7.95, you'll get all 4 titles in this revived offers player collection, which carries a retail value of $51.50. These are DRM-free PDFs, including the full-color 280-page Buffy the Vampire Slayer RPG, revised core book, the Slayer's Handbook supplement, the Magic Box spell book, and the Buffy character journal. And if you pay more than the current threshold price of $19.84, you'll level up and also get this revival's entire director collection, with 4 more titles worth an additional $55, including the complete standalone companion RPG, Angel, about the brooding vampire with a soul who hunts demons in Los Angeles, the Monster Manual Monster Smackdown, with extensive entries on vampires, demons, and all the big bads, and both the Buffy Director's Screen and the Angel Director's Screens, each with new adventures that continue the main rulebook episodes. These savings run through March 25th. 10% of your payment after gateway fees is going to go to this offer's pandemic-related charity. You guessed it, Direct Relief. I have to be honest about a couple of things. First of all, I don't even know if Eden Studios is really still active. I know their website is still around, but they haven't updated, they haven't posted anything since like 2016. So I don't think they've come out with anything new since about 2016 as well. So I don't know. I don't. Although All Flesh Must Be Eaten is a pretty popular zombie role playing game with a ton of supplements. So I don't know. The other thing I wanted to confess is I've never seen a single episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer or Angel. Do I have to like turn in my geek creds now? I hope not. It was just when that came out, I was just not. I think I was like just past its target audience age range. So, although I have to admit, my best friend Elliot Miller was a huge fan. I think he's seen like every episode, but I have never seen a single episode of either Buffy or Angel, and don't really feel like I'm missing out. I think I saw about 10 minutes of an episode once and was like, eh. I think I saw some really bad special effects and I was like, no. I don't think so. This Mod 92 says they've never seen it either. So Madman says, I may have to check these out. If anything, I could use some of the content /ideas. Umanal has joined us in chat, says, I probably wasn't dating properly. Actually, I was engaged at that point in time, so that may have had something to do with it as well. A couple of women that Umanal dated loved the show. Oh, I know. A lot of people love the show. I'm not knocking the show. I just didn't watch it. It just didn't come across as my bag of tricks. So the Madman says they enjoyed the Buffy series, but quit the Angel season pretty quickly. Yeah, I wonder. Let's see. Female lead character. Love it. Male character. Nah. This About 92 says they have not read or watched any Harry Potter. I only have seen the first movie and a half of Harry Potter. Sorry, don't know what to tell you. It just didn't reach out to me. I don't know. I don't get into like YA kind of stuff. So Madman's like, shh, my wife is here. Zoinks! All right, on to my last news piece. There is a new source book for They Came From Beyond the Grave. Available in print and PDF. Here's the scoop on Heroes in a World of Horror from Onyx Path Publishing. Maybe you can't bring yourself to believe the horrid truth. Perhaps you're too innocent to face reality. Or possibly you're trying to run away from what you know is out there. It's time to wake up, open your eyes, and turn to face the monster pursuing you. In the face of the swallowing darkness, all those who can must help push back its encroaching evil. Heroes in a World of Horror is a sourcebook for players and directors about to embark upon a story of They Came From Beyond the Grave. I just love saying it like that. I am a dork. Providing you with new playable archetypes and a diverse selection of characters you can play straight from the book for the 1970s era and the 19th century era of the game. They Came From Beyond the Grave uses the story path system, which you can find in the pages of, you guessed it, I'm not going to do the voice again, They Came From Beyond the Grave. Heroes in a World of Horror includes 3 playable archetypes: the skeptic, the kid, and the escapee. 8 ready-made characters complete with character sheets so you can start playing immediately. Scene setting and story-provoking fiction to immerse yourself in a world of horror involving the characters between these pages. Boo! Boo hiss. Boo! We don't need any fiction. We want gaming material, damn it. All right, 2 or 3 pages. That's it. That's all you guys get for the fiction. I bet it's like 15 pages. I guarantee it. The 66-page supplement is available in soft cover for $16.99, or you can grab the PDF for $6.99, both at Drive-Thru RPG. I am waiting on Sammy's review of They Came from Beyond the Grave. And I just, I want to say the Dracula supplement. I think it's like Daughters of Dracula. I think we're going to get a review of that as well. So, kind of cool. I know nothing about the story path system. I think we've talked about that a little bit previously. That I think it's similar, a little bit like the storyteller system, but I thought it's like kind of like rules light. Although, I mean, the actual core rules for World of Darkness are relatively light as well. It's just all the fluff and lore and stuff like that people get buried in. All right, that is it for the news tonight. Of course, I was just talking about Drive-Thru RPG. Don't forget, the Gaming Gang is an affiliate of the One Bookshelf sites. So if you are going to visit, say, Drive-Thru RPG, please stop by thegaminggang.com first. Click on one of our banner ads. That way, if you happen to make a purchase, I get a little portion of that sale. All those nickels, dimes, and quarters really do add up and help keep thegaminggang.com around. Also, if you like this video, if you dig the channel, if you feel thegaminggang.com is a valuable resource, if you like what we do, you can certainly buy me a cup of coffee or some soda by visiting paypal.me/thegaminggang and making a small donation. Lastly, I do have some auctions that are currently up on eBay. And if you want to take a peek to see what you can get your hands on dirt cheap, to be very honest with you, you can swing on over to thegaminggang.com. And if you take a look on either the front page or any of the interior pages with the articles in that, you will see there is a little image that says, that has our logo. It just says eBay auctions. Click on that. It'll take you right to it. You'll see that what's currently up. My game plan is to have about 10 auctions a week because I've got a lot of stuff that's collecting dust. And some of it I will be bringing to Gen Con. And others, I'm going to be like, I don't want to lug stuff. Like, for an example, if I get rid of some like GMT game stuff, that almost always will go to the Gen Con auction because those actually like get top dollar as opposed to like, pennies on the dollar on eBay. So the Madman says, yes, definitely dirt cheap. They were taking a peek, see what was floating around. Anyway, I want to go back for a second to Drive-Thru RPG because I want to mention there are right now currently 4 bundles that are available to support Ukrainian assistance. I almost said Ukrainian resistance, but it's not like the money's not going towards weapons. It's going towards Doctors Without Borders, really, is what it is. And there are 4. They all have 30 items. 2 of them are core books. And I was taking a peek, and each of them has at least 2 or 3 items that I personally have either checked out or I've heard really good things about. So they're, I think they're like a value of $240 and they're $19.99. Something like that. So there's 2 with core rules. There's 1 with adventures. And there's also 1 with Dungeons and Dragons related material. And The reason why I want to mention this is a lot of people are very upset about it. Well, okay, I take that back. It's trending on Twitter. So take that for what that is, right? People in the Twitterverse are upset. People in the real world are like, what? So what's going on is the other three bundles, as far as I understand, whatever you donate is going to be given to Doctors Without Borders. Nobody's taking a cut of anything. But the Dungeons and Dragons, which is like third-party stuff for 5e, like it's essentially, I think it's stuff from DM's Guild. Wizards of the Coast is getting a cut. So they're still getting their licensing fee. And once they get their licensing fee, then the remainder of that is being donated to Doctors Without Borders. Now, I've heard conflicting reports, and I don't know because I don't sell anything through any of the One Bookshelf sites. Although I have considered selling the Knights and Magic miniature rules through either it wouldn't be Drive-Thru RPG. It would probably be Wargame Vault. But I prefer just doing it myself. It would get much more exposure going through One Bookshelf sites, but I don't make that much off it anyway. So I don't know if I want to be like giving away like 60% or whatever it is. So I've heard Wizards of the Coast either gets 20% or 50%. So I've seen people tweeting about Wizards of the Coast are war profiteers. Okay, so myself personally, I would have thought Wizards of the Coast would have probably waived their licensing fee for this charity bundle. That would have made the most sense. I guess they didn't. I don't find that to be war profiteering. I mean, I guess technically the definition of war profiteers does apply, but I certainly don't look at it like war profiteering. To me, war profiteering is you bump up the price of something that is being sold to the military or which is being used on the home front, and you jack the price up because you're at war. To me, that's what war profiteering is. Or if you go back to, like, say, World War II, cutting corners, building aircraft and things like that. And it's substandard design or substandard construction. That's war profiteering. Getting, $10 off of a PDF order. I don't look at that as war profiteering. I do think it's in poor taste. I would have thought they'd have been smart enough to. Said it before. Yeah, I keep saying this stuff, and I have nothing against Wizards of the Coast. I just reviewed their latest book yesterday, right? They always send me stuff. They're always nice to me. They send me, cool gift boxes for Christmas. But I've said it before. These companies, they play the woke game and all that, oh yeah, we're so woke and we're all about inclusion and things like that. I've told you before, all they care about is one color and one color only, and that color is green. It's just how it is. Owen else says, Twitter isn't real life. I know. It's like, I think we've sat. Now, we just got, I think, like 7 or 8 new followers recently. But I swear, for like 6 months, we sit at like 7,630 followers. It's like we gain one, lose one, gain one, lose one. So the Madman says they know End Publishing has an Indiegogo campaign for about 5 PDFs. Supposedly 100% is going to Ukraine humanitarian appeal, and it runs for 30 days. Why would they run that through Indiegogo? That's what I'm curious about. If it's PDFs, why wouldn't End Publishing just set something up themselves? Oh, 5e PDFs. Oh, yeah, okay. But still, I find that kind of unusual that they would use Indiegogo, because Indiegogo is going to take a cut. I would assume. Now, maybe Indiegogo is like, no, we'll waive our fee. I mean, anything's possible, right? Pigs could fly out of my butt. But kind of surprised that End Publishing's just not doing their own, like, oh, hey, pay this on PayPal or whatever. Sure, End Publishing is able to process sales, don't they? I don't know. I don't spend a lot of time actually on their website. I do share news pieces about stuff they release, but I've never actually gone like to a storefront on End Publishing's website. I don't know. I have no idea. All right, so tonight we're going to be taking a look at the Epic Legacy Campaign Codex. But first, it's time for a short intermission.
It's coming. Here it comes. It's intermission time. Time to visit our concession stand.
Hey, Mom. Yes, you. Why fuss and fret about dinner? Why not have it right here? Yes, this drive-in offers everyone in the family a real picnic treat for dinner. We've got delicious sandwiches with all the trimmings and your other dinner favorites, plus whatever you want to drink, hot or cold. Come early before the show starts, or eat while you're being entertained, or at intermission time. So why fuss? Give your family a tasty dinner at this drive-in.
Nothing like delicious fried chicken at the drive-in. I have to laugh because when they share like film footage, and yes, I get it, the film stock is this color that it looks like, so the food doesn't look as appealing as it could. But I swear, whenever they use film for these drive-in intermission ads and they show the food, it looks god awful, especially the hot dogs. It's usually a hot dog with ketchup and relish. That's what they show so of course it's like just a dark glob, not a hot dog in a bun. Yes. All right, without further ado, we're taking a look at the Epic Legacy Campaign Codex from 2C Gaming. This 228-page hardcover is written by Ryan Service. I'm going to have to find out if Ryan is related to Scott Service, because they spell their last names the same way. Scott Service, the former Chicago Cubs catcher and current manager of the Seattle Mariners, actually, who I think are going to be pretty good this year. Anyway, the book is written by Ryan Service. It carries an MSRP of $49.95. I believe it is on sale currently. You can get the PDF as well for $24.95. Once again, I think that is on sale. Sarah D has joined us in chat, saying she's trying to picture her parents letting her and her siblings eat fried chicken or hot dogs in the car. Well, if you were at the drive-in, that was pretty much where you were going to eat. Although they usually would have picnic tables like right up in front of the screen. Yeah, that'd be pretty interesting. Be like up against the screen eating dinner. All right, let's swing on over to the other camera because here I've got the campaign codex. Sweet, I'll get this out of the way here. Oh, wait a second. This stupid camera is doing it again. Man, I'm telling you. I am telling you. All right, I'm going to try turning it off and turning it back on, as opposed to doing the other stuff I usually have to do. The funny thing is, it's not the camera. It's this stupid ass. Nope. All right, I'm gonna have to do what we did before. It only takes a couple of minutes. It's the Elgato capture device. It's crapping out, and I've been looking to see if there's a like an update to the drivers and that, but there's not. Okay, so we do that, and then we get this thing going again. Yeah, see, I don't get it. It's very strange. There we go. All right. So as I said, here's the Epic Legacy Campaign Codex. Serdy said they had a station wagon. Yeah, we had a station wagon when we were kids. Not for a long time. The tailgate would be down and we wouldn't be allowed to touch anything until Ma had doused us in water. I remember going to the drive-in in the station wagon too. I don't remember visiting the drive-in too often as a kid. Now, as a teenager and friends with cars, and when I had a car and things like that, yes, then went to the drive-ins quite a bit. But yeah, well, anyway. All right, so here's Epic Legacy. So this is for high-level adventuring. So this is for levels 21 through 30. We were taking a look at the core rule book yesterday, and then I am also going to do a standalone video for the Tome of Titans Volume 1, seeing that there's no show tomorrow. Let's take a look at the back here. Hey, you. Yeah, you with the eyes full of wonder and heart yearning for epic adventure. Reminds me of a pinball game where I was like, hey, you with the face. This is something you should see. Beyond the boundaries of existence, there lies a magical metropolis beyond anything you'll find on your backwater world. I'm talking about Nexus, the city of legends, built by epic heroes and populated with beings from across dimensions. Nexus is a go-to destination for adventurers like you. It's a happening place full of danger, power, and opportunities to expand your potential. On its streets, you will bump shoulders with gods, learn forbidden magics, unlock new epic powers, and most importantly, embark on legendary quests. No matter your style, Nexus has something to offer. Perhaps you'll forge weapons of godlike power in the furnaces of the steel streets. Live a life of decadence in the opulent velvet alleys. Unearth the secrets of divinity on the steps of the House of the Eternal. Commune with nature in the Emerald Wilds. Plot daring heists in the Hive, or something beyond even my own idolation. This isn't the easiest text to read. Hey, Russell Higgins has joined us in chat. Good to see you, Russell. I could talk for centuries about all there is to discover in Nexus, but in the interest of both my time and yours, I've compiled everything I know in this handy book. So what are you waiting for? Nexus awaits. So it almost sounds like this is both player-facing and Dungeon Master-facing, but I don't know. Got our artists right here. Okay, so let's see. Oh, we got mature content warning. Look out. Trying to see. So this is more of kind of a discussion of Epic Legacy. So it says, do I need the Epic Legacy core rulebook for this? No, but it helps, is what it says there. Okay, the campaign codex is for building epic campaigns and adventures. That was what I was assuming. Inside is a glorious mess of content for dungeon masters, well, and players, it says, that is unlike any found elsewhere in 5th edition. All right. So we get Welcome to Nexus. So that is this city overview. Population of 250,000. Danger high. Good. So I'm kind of curious. Those out there, either in chat or Madman says, mature content. Dang, I can't stick around. All right, good to see you, Madman. I understand. Once we get past that PG-13, it's a little dicey. It's a little dicey. 245 Trioxin says nothing better than a mature content warning on live stream. I don't think we're going to see like nudity or anything like that. I think that looked more like it was one of those trigger warning sort of things. Oh my goodness, there's slavers, so I gotta take this 5-paragraph content warning here. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. Oh my God, and there's all this nudity. Oh, jeez. Hey, we're not looking at Lamentations of the Flame Princess here, so I think we're in good shape. I don't think we have to worry about anything here. All right, so here's kind of a spread of Nexus. All right, we're not going to be looking at each and every page here, so we're just kind of skip on through here. Doesn't look like there's a ton of artwork. Looks like we're getting mainly just cartography, which for some people that's fine. Anyway, what I was going to say before I saw Madman saying mature content, I gotta go. When you have if you're a game master of any type, and there's a book that contains material for both you and the players, and it's usually like setting kind of material, background material, bestiaries, things like that. Do you allow your players to take a look at those books? Because I don't. I don't let my players. Actually, the only thing I usually allow my players to have a copy of is a core rule book, and that's about it. So I don't know. I mean, that's why, in my opinion, I find books that are both player and game master facing, they're not as essential in my book, I guess I'll say. It's one of those cases where it's trying to be like all things to all people, and it actually turns out to be not great for anybody. I'm just kind of curious. All right, so these are the different areas of Nexus. So here's the Steel Streets, which it seems to me like these are where the blacksmiths and armorers are. Although it looks like we've got some enchantments. Yeah, but it's enchanted weapons, I think. There we go. Walking the streets. Taking a stroll down these steel streets is like exploring a military encampment. There you go. Everyone is armed and armored with the sounds of clanging steel echoing at all hours. There's a little bit of artwork. So then we have the Emerald Wilds, which I'm taking a guess this is. It's a district, but I would have thought this is the outdoors. So it's talking about domains. Ranging the Wilds. A trip to the Emerald Wilds can range from a casual walk in the park to an epic wilderness adventure. Unless one intends to remain on the old dusty trail, there will always be some risk. Experienced residents carry food, water, and clothes for inclement weather. Hmm. So it seems like each of these areas have some landmarks, some description of various different landmarks as well. So is this a new? Yeah, there you go, new class. The Elementalist. So is this a new epic class? Because I think it's a new base class. So I'm thinking, is this a class that starts off at level 1, or is this like the epic classes from the core rulebook that start at the 21st? No, start at first level. That's pretty wild. So we get a new class in here, and looks like we've got some new spells. So this is all in the Emerald Wilds area. I got to be honest, I thought this was going to be more along the lines of Dungeon Master material and content to assist DMs with running and creating epic level adventures. That's what I thought this book was. I'm not knocking the book. I'm just saying that's kind of what I thought this was, as opposed to this is a location, this is a city, which of course can be your player character's base of operations, obviously enough. And it looks like there's plenty of, adventuring to be had. So here we've got epic races. These are the Towers of Thule. We have the University of Omniversal Arcana. So we also get kind of a population of each of these districts and like the danger level. Painted Ones. Among sorcerers, there is a mythological figure whose very soul is tied to magic. Known as the Painted One, this gifted spellcaster is destined to be magic's ambassador among the material world. Oh, I should have said Painted One, not Painted Ones, because it says there could only be one. Just like the Highlander, right? You can be only one. So this is a campus. We've got a new relic. We've got some more information about epic spells, because we had quite a few epic spells in the core rulebook. So we have spell seeds. Looks like we've got some crafting, some potions. Master Chef. So this is the Velvet Alleys. These are the decadent Velvet Alleys with all that mature content. Watch out. So we have magical meals, Kitsune characters. So yeah, I got to be honest. It wasn't joking when it said that this is kind of if I remember, I think it said it's a mess of content. It is. It's like everything in the kitchen sink. So it appears to be a bunch of different aspects of gameplay, new mechanics, new spells, things like that. And then it's also a city. So here's the House of the Eternal. It's kind of cool looking. Then we get into an index. We get Epic Legacy character sheets. So there are multiple pages for your character sheet here. And then we get an ad for some other 2C gaming releases. Cool. I got to say, the paper quality is really nice and thick. So, and it appears this book should hold up pretty well. Sweet. So that is the Epic Legacy Campaign Codex from 2C Gaming. Clocks in at 228 pages. You can get the hardcover for $49.95. You can score the PDF for $24.95. And once again, I believe these are both also on sale right now. $10 off the hardcover and $5 off the PDF. I believe it's the same kind of sale that we saw with the core rule book as well. Keep in mind, I am going to have a standalone video for the Tome of Titans Volume 1 for Epic Legacy. I'm going to have this up tomorrow. So I will have this premiere tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central. Because once again, no show tomorrow night. It is my niece's sweet 16th birthday. So Madison's birthday is tomorrow, so we're having a party. Of course, obviously, I was kidding around. Originally, I said, I can't go to that. I got a show. Sorry. Womp, 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 womp. Yeah. What kind of uncle would do that? I mean, if I didn't live nearby, yeah, I could see that, but no. All right. Anyway, if you're wondering what's cooking next week we are going to have a Kobold Press week. So on the live stream, we're going to be taking a look at some Kobold Press products. There are also going to be Kobold Press reviews as well. So all next week, starting Sunday, you're going to see coverage of Kobold Press. So on Monday's show, we're going to take a first look and page through the pocket edition of Vault of Magic. Ha! I cheated. I was just taking a peek at it. So if I remember correctly, this is all new magic spells. There might be magic items as well. So this is 5e. Then on Tuesday's show, we're going to take a look at Warlock Layers Into the Wilds. Yes, it is plural. Wilds. Not wild. And on Wednesday's show, we're going to look at the Margrave Player's Guide. So stay tuned for that. I have to say that I think that the Midgard setting from Kobold Press is actually really cool. It's very, very cool. And you will also see a review of Empire of the Ghouls. So stay tuned for that. I've been holding off on sharing that review, so that will be arriving as well. All right, that is it for this time out. Of course, if you like the video, by all means, please give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel if you haven't already, and if you do, ding that bell. It'll not only let you know when the Dispatch streams live Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays right here on YouTube. It'll also let you know when I upload other videos. I had to try to track down where I put it, including my review of Dungeons & Dragons, Critical Role, Call of the Netherdeep. Of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all the latest in gaming news, reviews, and a whole lot more. You know the drill. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. Coco B is asking, what game am I taking to the party? None. My niece is not a big gamer, so I am not bringing anything to game with. Although I do have a mystery subscription box, the Last Resort, or I should say Last Resort. I am going to bring that because we might have the adults check that out, but it's not really a game. All right. Those of you who are watching live, thank you very much. Always appreciate that. If you took part in chat, those are extra experience points for you. Get ready to level up soon. And I know a lot of people out there don't have an opportunity to watch the stream live. Doesn't matter how you watch any of the videos on this channel, live, on Memorex, whatever, what have you. I certainly appreciate anybody taking time out to check out any of the videos on the Gaming Gang channel. It is much appreciated. All right, everybody enjoy the rest of your week. Yes, only a couple of shows this week, but I will be back on Monday. So everybody have a great weekend as well. And until I see you next time, here's hoping each and every one of you get to enjoy plenty of great gaming with your gang. See you Monday. Oh, hey, you're still here. Well, if that's the case, by all means, subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel by clicking right here. Check out the latest episode of the Gaming Gang Dispatch, or find out what YouTube recommends you check out from the channel. And of course, once again, I'm Jeff McAleer. Thanks for watching.